Kevin M. Guskiewicz, an accomplished neuroscientist, sports medicine researcher, and academic leader, has been named the 22nd president of Michigan State University. The Board of Trustees unanimously voted to appoint Guskiewicz, the 12th chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, during a special board meeting on December 8th. He will begin his term on March 4th, 2024.
Well, I'm the president-elect, and I will be on March 4th, the president here at MSU, and I'm very excited about it. Still learning a lot about this incredible place. The people are what make it so special, and I can tell that right off the bat as we've been, it's my second visit to campus, and really enjoying it and looking forward to getting to March.
And Kevin, people will Google you and find you on Wikipedia, but tell us what you'd like Spartan Nation to kind of know about your background as you do get started.
I'm a servant leader. That's how I've led as a department chair, a center director, a dean, and the chancellor at UNC Chapel Hill for the past 5 years. And I like to bring people together. It's about leadership's about gathering people, getting them aligned to a common goal, a roadmap, as I like to say. I think the Michigan State 2030 plan is a great strategic plan that I think will lead to a great destination. And again, this is a premier institution that needs to feel good about itself. We're going to do that.
Any past experience or interactions with either MSU or the state of Michigan?
Not much. I've had I got some former students that are on faculty here, some colleagues that I work closely with in the sports medicine world that are proud alums, and so that's my connection. I love the passion that people have for the place. I understand when people get here, they tend not to leave.
And can you tell me a little bit more about your research interest? You're a well-known neuroscientist and sports medicine and concussion researcher. When and why did you develop that interest, and what are some of the things you have found that have gone all the way to the NFL?
So my work's in sport-related concussion, and I gained a passion for it back when I was working for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the early 90s, and there was very little known about concussions at that time. Sadly, players would be sent back into games without knowing how severe their injury might be, their head injury might be. And so I gained a passion for developing new tools to put in the toolbox to evaluate concussions on the sideline. And I'm proud of the work that we've done there, and went off to University of Virginia where I did my doctoral work in this space, and then down to UNC where we developed some of the leading research programs in the country, both for developing those tools for the toolbox to evaluate concussion, but also studying the potential later life consequences of players after they've retired. And I'm proud of the fact that some of that has changed the rules in the NFL and the NCAA, and still more to come, but we've made a lot of progress.
And in addition to the presidency, you will be a professor in the Department of Kinesiology in our world-renowned College of Education. Will you hope to still be able to do some research?
I hope so. There's some great faculty over there in the Department of Kinesiology and doing work in sport-related concussion. So I intend to engage with them and be of any help I can be. Obviously, my main priority for the first year is going to be to just gain a better understanding of the role that I need to play as president. But if they let me in the door over in the research lab, I will participate as I can.
So, Kevin, what attracted you to the presidency of MSU?
I think this is an incredible place. I think it's a premier research institution that the state of Michigan needs, that the nation needs. It's an AAU institution that is on a great trajectory. And my goal is that we will convince people that in every town and every county, state is Michigan's university.
You mentioned the strategic plan, MSU Strategic Plan 2030. Have you had a chance to review it and your thoughts on it?
I have reviewed the MSU 2030 plan, and it's bold. It has set some audacious goals, which I love. I'm a big believer in setting big goals and priorities and building a team to reach those goals. And they're already doing a great job on a great trajectory, and I'm going to make certain that we hit those goals.
And what is your philosophy on fundraising and engagement with donors and alumni?
I love fundraising. Fundraising is about storytelling. And when you've got great stories to tell, and I've learned about some of those stories, but there are many more that I'm going to learn about and get out with students, faculty, staff to meet our alumni and the donor base. And I'm convinced that there will be great stories to tell, and people will want to support Michigan State University in a capital campaign.
And Kevin, you mentioned that you're just getting started and you might like to take a listening and learning tour when you start, but just have you had some time to think about some short-term goals you'd like to focus on in your first few months when you start?
I am going to do that listening and learning tour here on campus first, and I want to better understand what the concerns are, but also where the opportunities are. I'm a big believer in that on the other side of every challenge, there are multiple opportunities. It's the leader of the enterprise's responsibility to make sure that we find those opportunities and latch on to them and get people really believing in Michigan State University, of which I know that people love the place. But there's a lot that can be done to close what may be described as a reputational gap at times. As I said, I think Michigan State University should be, the university for Michigan. And I've got a lot to learn, but we're going to go on a fun ride together. Part of that's going to be a bus tour across the state, touching down in hometowns and communities that the students here call home, so that our faculty, staff can better understand those communities and how that we can have an even greater impact on those communities and make for a better opportunity and experience for the students here on campus.
And Kevin, I know we could have an entire conference on this, but just some of your thoughts on the challenges and opportunities, not only for MSU, but as you call it, the transformative power of higher ed.
Well, higher ed right now is under some scrutiny, the rising cost of college education and debt that many students are taking on. One of the things that attracted me here is that they're committed to graduating students, as debt-free as possible, quality education. There's a price that comes with that. But the power of that education, this is generating, new knowledge through our research, nearly $760 million in research last year alone, and again keeping on a strong trajectory. As I said earlier, the nation needs a strong Michigan State University, and we're going to not only conduct that research that's so important for changing lives and taking on the grand challenges of our time, but it's also preparing the next generation of leaders.
And Kevin, athletics is going under a lot of change too. We've got the name, image, and likeness, the conference realignment, the transfer portal. Just your thoughts on where all that's going.
Well, a lot of my career, given my sports medicine background, has been in athletics. I think places like Michigan State University need to embrace the student-athlete experience, and it's part of the culture here, part of the fabric. But there is a lot going on. Name, image, and likeness changed the landscape of intercollegiate sports. There's still a lot that we don't know right now in terms of what that's going to look like over the next year. I'm on the Division I board for the NCAA, and the new president there, Charlie Baker, I think is trying to get before Congress, trying to level the playing field a little bit to make sure that we can support the student-athlete while also being able to afford to run a top-tier sports program that can compete at the national level and create a great experience for everybody who enjoys college sports.
Kevin, I appreciate your time. Look forward to more conversations once you get here, but just some final thoughts for Spartan Nation.
I'm excited to get here in early March. There's, again, a lot of work ahead. This is a beautiful campus. Again, only my second time being on the campus, but I'm a person that I like to get up early in the morning and get a little exercise, and from what I can see here, there's going to be some great running trails. That's the way that I sort of start my day, clear my mind so that I can, get out with the students, faculty, staff, and alums to again continue to make people proud of this special place.
That's Michigan State University President-elect Kevin M. Guskiewicz. And I'm Russ White. This is MSU Today. And thy praises